Everyone, and welcome to an exciting edition of Words, Images, and Worlds, a comics loving, uh, ink loving edition of the podcast. I'm delighted to be joined on this episode by Mark Deering. Mark, you are a comics creator. Inking, I know, is the go-to practice, and so I'd love to talk with you a little bit about that. And thanks for
Sure,
jumping
sure.
on and joining.
Absolutely. Not a problem at all.
Yeah. So what was it about comics that got you started? How did you get started in this world?
Well, I think I was a kid, and we're talking 6 or 7. I remember having a stack of Amazing Spider-Mans, and it was Amazing Spider-Man issue 110. I don't know why I remember that. It was the cover, and had it in the house. My parents moved us to Honduras, and they rented the house. When I came back, the folks that lived there had thrown it all away.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of poked around, but really it was probably G.I. Joe and Transformers faults that got me back into it. The cartoons and toys and all that, and then the comics followed from there. And yeah, I collected those for far too long because yeah, hence the
Oh, love it. Yeah.
but yeah, G.I. Joe Transformers got me into it heavy. I had a good friend who was into, and his older brother were big into collecting, and then they got me into it too, and then I just started drawing from there. They're the ones that clued me in on the different artists. Like, this is John Byrne and this is George Perez, and I was like, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Took off
Yeah.
from there.
When you start to realize that like those names at the beginning of the book are there for a
Mm-hmm.
reason. And Larry Hama, of course, with G.I. Joe.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Larry Hama, yeah, all of them. Well, once they got me started, it didn't really stop after that. I
Yeah.
still follow creators more than I do characters.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I enjoy a unique take. I enjoy the work that creators bring. I am a sucker for certain characters. Like as I look through your work, anything with Batman, because that was the first character that kind of drew
Sure,
me in.
sure.
So the Superman Batman work that you've done is right up there for
Hmm.
me. And then also Black Panther. The
Yeah.
coats work is really amazing
Yes,
too.
yes. Tanisi, yeah.
Hmm.
Really nice guy too. Really
Oh,
nice
I'm
guy.
sure.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of rare that you get to speak to the writers as much, and he was fully involved. And I only did, a handful of issues with him, but he was ready and raring to go, and he loved what we were doing. So that was really cool. He was really nice.
That book kind of elevated comics a little bit for me as far as a lot of the Marvel Universe kind of stuff.
Oh
But
yeah.
I enjoy all your work.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is that one of your favorite collaborations? I think that's the next question is those
That was
positive
a
collaborations.
that was a very good one. Um, that was very good because it was in the middle of the best one, which was Star Wars Doctor Aphra.
Oh, I love that book too. Yes, yeah, yeah.
I mean, Kev Walker and I did a total of I think 15 issues, um, but they were done in arcs, and between one of the arcs, our wonderful editor Heather Antos got me work on Black Panther. Kev went and did something else, and then we came back to continue working on Dr. Aphra. So it all kind of came together and flowed and moved very nicely. And Heather Antos is still my favorite person.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
just
yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, she's the best editor I've ever worked with. She's just fantastic. And she took care of everyone during that whole process. So yeah, Star Wars Dr. Aphra was my favorite. Really, really fun. Um, and it was a point like they brought me in to help, but I didn't know I'd be staying. And in talking with Kev as we're working on the art, he said one thing, and it was, I'm trying to look like a European science fiction graphic novel. And I was off and running. I was like, perfect. That's everything I want to do. And yeah, we were good from there. Still talk about once a year. So yeah,
Very
he's
cool.
doing
Very cool.
really good. And yeah, it was a blast to work on, especially when they brought Vader in. I about lost it.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe I almost forgot to mention that. I mean, I'm kind of like,
There you
yeah,
go.
I'm demoing it there. Um, and I discovered Dr. Afra. I didn't read the singles at first.
Hmm.
I discovered like the first trade paperback, I think, and from
Sure.
there really connected to it.
Hmm.
And it's one of those stories, I love that aesthetic you were talking about, but then also just a huge Star Wars fan and really does some good things as far as the story connected to the larger story.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun with those stories that kind of weaved in and out of what you thought was the main story,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
little side roads and everything. So yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun. She's a great character too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
I hope you're
never
making
really know if she's gonna do the right thing. Sometimes she doesn't, sometimes she does. And then she's got murder droids as friends. So that was, the evil R2D2 and C3PO was pretty fun.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And to get to play with kind of those expectations of
Hmm.
characters in that universe.
Yeah, yeah. And then they do the opposite and they they murder. So it was interesting.
So it's a little bit of that Han Solo type of like, where's she gonna go?
Yeah,
What side is she
yeah,
on? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Han Solo before Star Wars,
Hmm.
probably.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I hope you are on your way back to Star Wars at some point and working in that world.
Probably not.
Oh no.
No, no, probably not. No,
Well, that's it's a great book, fantastic book, and
it is. They're still
yeah,
doing really good. I see them every once in a while, but no, I probably won't be going back to that anytime soon.
you have some other things on your plate, I imagine, lots
Um,
to work on.
yeah, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
The thing I'm working on right now is Hunt, Kill, Repeat, and it's a book with Mad Cave Studios. It's a cross of the Greek gods and Kill Bill,
Nice,
and a
nice,
little bit of Dragon Ball Z in there.
nice. Yeah. I
So,
like the stuff that Mad Cave is putting out. I think I discovered them first through, I think it was an Olivia Stevens book that they did. Can't remember the title off the top of my head, but I really appreciate them, and I follow the stuff they do on NetGalley too.
yeah, yeah, they're doing pretty good stuff, and they've been a fantastic publisher to work for. So they're really good people, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm actually working on the final issue right now.
Oh wow, very
So
cool, very
yeah,
cool. Yeah. I had a question on here about process, and so you can
sure,
kind of take that in whatever direction you'd like. I know for folks that are not as familiar with the comics medium, if you want to speak to like the powerful role of the inker, because it's a really big thing that you
sure,
do. So if you want to take it in that direction, that would be great.
sure. Yeah, the inker is mainly there to add depth, texture, lighting, um, to the penciler's work that's already there. So um, my thing is more texture. It's like making things look like what they would really feel like in real life. Grass, hair, um, a bucket, whatever it is on the page. A sword, it's got to look like it would be a real sword. So there's textures and lighting techniques and all sorts of little things that we add that most people never notice.
But when you're looking at a page and you're taking it in, I mean, that makes all the difference.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but
But as far as
but
getting going and process, it's usually for Hunt Kill Repeat. I've done everything digital, so you can see my iPad behind me. I've done complete digital for that because um, that artwork doesn't tend to sell at all. And so when you do it traditionally, usually and left with a pile of art that's just going to sit in your room or your house somewhere, and no one's ever going to care. So that's usually why I do digital, is because will it sell afterwards? Yes or no? That's what I got to make the decision with. So Hunt Kill Repeat has been all digital. So yeah. You can see some things hanging.
Yeah.
These are just things I've been playing with. Here's a Jimmy Chung page that he sent me to play around with, and
Very
yeah, a
cool.
few other things.
Um, uh, oh wow. Very, very cool. And it's great
And
to see it in that size too.
yeah, this is the standard 11 by 17,
Mhm.
which I actually, when I do traditional, I don't work it anymore. I actually work at 14 by 20 nowadays. It's much, much bigger. But and also I've started adding lettering.
Oh, nice.
That's not something we usually do. That's a second step that somebody else does. But I've been adding it to my pages a lot recently for my next project after Hunt Kill Repeat, which is different.
Yeah. It's great to see it in process because I've seen inked pages and I've seen pages
Mhm.
without ink, but to see it like as you're adding it, it's very, very cool and
Thank
really
you.
illustrates that depth and dimension.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, after Hunt Kill Repeat, I'm actually starting my own thing. So going to be doing a lot of writing, inking, and lettering all myself. So
Very
yeah,
cool.
it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I'm excited to hear more about that whenever you can talk about it.
I can talk about it now because we
Yeah.
haven't launched it all, and we're not going to for a little while because we're working on the stories and the art to go on it.
Mhm.
But it's going to be a multimedia platform website. It's going to be called flipsidecomics.com. You might have seen some logos and ads that I've been secretly in a guerrilla type fashion posting everywhere.
Smart,
Uh,
smart. Yeah.
so yeah, it's me and two of my good friends. We're starting our own thing. It's called the website is called ontheflipsidecomics.com.
That's cool. Can I go ahead and link it when I share this, or
You
should I
can,
wait?
but the site's under maintenance, so you can't really see it yet. But you can put it up there if you want. Yeah.
On the flip side,
Mm-hmm. Ontheflipsidecomics.com.
I will make sure to link it and I will go back and visit and check it out as well as you're
Sure.
adding things.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Once we launch, you probably won't be able to miss it. I'm going to plaster it everywhere and we're going to have ads running for it. So yeah, you won't miss it.
Yeah, yeah.
My intent is to make sure that nobody misses it ever.
That's the plan. That's the dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So as we're kind of wrapping up a brief bite-sized episode, you got that coming up. Any particular titles, appearances, web spaces, anything like that that you want to throw out there that you would want to share with
Just mark
people?
yourself for on the flipsidecomics.com. I'll be at Heroes Con in Charlotte this weekend.
A good
Uh,
one.
and that's it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
cool.
the last con for the year. So
That is the show.
yeah, it's the show to go to. So I'll be most everyone else.
Yeah, yeah. I actually met you briefly in person, and so now, as an educator, there is some of your art hanging up in my classroom. One of
Okay.
the Star Wars pieces that you did that was in black and white, with your signature on it. So,
Okay. Was that last year at Heroes?
yeah, yeah,
That sounds familiar. I think I remember that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Cool.
my
Good.
students get to enjoy that too.
Oh, well, thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
my pleasure, my pleasure. And thanks for jumping on with me. Did we miss anything in the interview that you want to make sure to share about in the world of comics?
No, no, I don't think so. It's a fun and interesting world. So hope everyone gets out there and reads stuff.
Absolutely. That's the plan. And you've got so many, I almost feel like I'm looking at kind of a Easter egg scene because you've got so many, like it looks like the
Ugh.
Flash or something back there. And
Let me gently.
yeah, lots of things to enjoy, lots of characters out there. And
Yeah.
uh
There's
yeah. Oh, the spinner rack. Love the spinner rack.
yeah, one of three. I have
Nice.
two more upstairs. But yeah, that's a piece of the room. More chunk
Very,
of the
very cool.
falcon. Gotta have a falcon.
Absolutely. Mounted, no less.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pointed right at me, but yeah.
Well, very cool. We'll look for On the Flip Side comics. And thank you so much, Mark. Thank you for talking with us.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all.